Hey guys, Rambush here. We're getting towards the end of the growing season down here in Australia. Days shorter, a little bit colder. We don't particularly get much cold, like it gets a little bit of frost, but not even really where I live, we don't get frost, but you'll get snow further inland, but we're pretty close to the coast, so, it'll get cold, but it doesn't really drop below freezing very much. But we're getting towards the end of the growing season. I've had some really good growers this season and I've made some pretty cool stuff and I've got some ideas for some stuff that I want to do. I just want to bring that all to you as well. I'll start with some of the newbies that I've gotten since the last time I kind of updated about things, and then I'll show some of the more kind of the stuff I can't just pick up and show you anyways. But I will start with my alocasia. So I got this, a while back. I think it was about December or something, and it has shot up. This new leaf is huge. I'll do a close-up of it. But yeah, it's grown really well. It loved being near a humidifier, loved high heat. I had some trouble with some mealy bugs when I first got it, but luckily it was pretty easy to deal with. I basically was able to just find all of them and eliminate them that way, without being too dramatic about it. But yeah, that was my treatment for it. I gave it a bit of a spray as well, but I think mostly it was just finding them by hand. But this has been shooting up. It loves being near a humidifier, and don't dry out the soil too much on it. So this is also, I don't know if I said the name of it. This is a pink dragon. Still trying to figure out exactly what species it comes from. I think it's an Amazonica, but I'm not entirely sure. If anyone actually knows that, do feel free to let me know, because I'm very not sure about that. Okay, next we have, so this I got more recently, and it definitely took some adjusting to. So this is a begonia plum paisley, which is a begonia rex, I think. And I definitely, so I sprayed the leaves when I first got it, because I was dumb and didn't look up rex care, because this is the first rex I've had, which by the way is a no-no. Do not spray the leaves of these, because you will get, what's it called? Oh wow, this is a really bad time to have a brain fart. I believe it's called, oh god. So it's called leaf mold. But yeah, so I got some leaf mold on it at first, or just like some leaf wear and tear, I guess. But what I've done with it is I cut off, I think, 2 of the leaves on it, and then I'm currently trying to propagate those. I'll show you what that's looking like a bit later on. But this new leaf that it's pushed out, this is the first new leaf it's put out since I got it, and it looks way healthier than the rest of the plant. It also loves being near high humidity, so if you can get it near a humidifier but also not get the leaves wet, it will love you. It's also been flowering. Here, I'll try and show you. So it's got little flowers like these just sticking up. They're nothing crazy, but they just kind of add to the beauty of it a bit, so I like it. If you want a good flower though, so same time as I got that alocasia, I got an Impatiens Sun Harmony. So this is a propagation I've taken from it. I'm going to give this to my brother once it's grown out a little bit more, although I should give it to him while it's still got the flower. Oh no, the flower leaves are going to fall off soon. But really just it's probably not something that you can see in the camera. There you go, that's what it looks like. But
the leaves have the nicest metallic sheen to it, and especially if you're looking at it at night, it looks just divine. And those flowers are just, they are really pretty. I am way more caught up in the leaves because of how they look and how they feel. They have a really cool sheen to them, but the flowers are also really pretty, and they'll last a lot longer if you give them a lot of humidity. This is another plant that really likes its humidity, and just being damp in general, but for the most part, I've had a lot of success with this. I'm taking some more propagations because I had a small accident with this setup that I'm doing, but yeah, this is one of my other great growers. Other great growers. Oh yeah, suppose I should show you this. So this is one of my 2 Monstera, and it's finally got its first fenestrated leaf. I'm very happy with it. It got a little bit damaged towards the base of the leaf, but if what I've seen in other Monsteras holds true, that should be fine. It'll recover from that. It's got some really nice aerial roots coming through, and I'm basically, yeah, like I'm not even particularly keeping this one near humidity or anything. This room is just very humid naturally, but or not naturally, but like the whole of it's quite humid. But it gets heaps of sun. I'm trying to manage the sun a bit so it's not direct sun, but other than that, really not doing too much with this plant. Could probably do with one more fertilize before the season ends, but yeah, that's that. All right. Okay, so moving on. So this is something I've set up very recently, and it is basically just a mixed planted box where I'm going to let stuff grow out and hopefully it grows in really pretty. So here we've got my other Monstera, which is also just putting out its first fenestrated leaf. Very happy to see that. We've got this silver sword fern, which has been in so many different pots that honestly, it astounds me that it's still alive at this point, but it is still putting out new growth, and I think this is somewhere where I can leave it more indefinitely, just because it's got a little bit more root space, which I know these need. Hopefully it doesn't take over the entire planter box. I think it should be okay. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, here's the main impatiens plant, which looks gorgeous, and it's got these 2 new little flowers coming out as well. So unfortunately, this I put in later, by the way. This is not what caused this, I know that for a fact. But if I can show you right there. So a part of the stem, which just snapped off while I was putting it in, I guess, and I didn't notice until some of the leaves started dropping, and I was very confused. I was like, why are these leaves dropping? I've done nothing else wrong to it, and it was only that small section that was just coming out right here. And then I looked, and I'll show you what the stem looks like now, because I'm trying to propagate this. It's looking a little bit limp. I only took it out not yesterday, day before. So it's not going to have any roots or anything going. It's a little bit sad at the moment, but I think it should be okay. I just need to give it a bit more time. The other propagation I took came really easily, so that should be fine. Here, this is a Prince of Orange philodendron. I think it's a little bit too wet in this soil right now. I tried to make it really aerated mix for it, so we wouldn't have this problem, but the leaves will brown up a little bit. That's okay. I'll see what this new leaf that's coming in looks like. I mean, it looks fairly orange, so it should be okay. We'll see how it goes. Here I've got these are little babies off this. So this is a Ficus lyrata bambino. I thought it was just a regular fiddle leaf fig when I first got it. Checked the tags again, it did say bambino there, but now I know that. So that's easy. It actually makes it almost easier because I have to account for less space in terms of planting everything. But that's that. Here is my monster. absolute massive unit. So this is a dragon tail Rhaphidophora decovisa, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna look that up and double check it, because I also have heard it as an epipremnum as well. So I will double check and see if I can get you the correct scientific name for it. Either way, it's called a dragon's tail, and it has vined incredibly well on this. I might need to double this pole. I should really get into doing moss poles as well. I'm not entirely sure where I am yet on that, but if I get to doing a moss pole, this might be one of the last ones that get it, just because it's not really trying to root into the cocoa coir anyways, so I'm not sure if having a different pole type would really change much. But it's had heaps of nodes here, which I may have to cut back and I'll try and propagate them using this sphagnum method of just like for just stem nodes which don't have any leaves attached. This one has a small bud attached, and a couple of them along here do. Like here, there's another one. So it should grow well, and I want this to grow big. I want this to grow really big. They get really cool leaves as they get bigger, and this is probably its biggest leaf so far. So it's doing really well. We'll need some maintenance. I may just let it go for winter and see how we're going on that. But yeah. Moving on, we got, so this mixed planted pole I set up ages ago, and it's really cool. I want to put more in, and I also want to change this to a moss pole to try and encourage bigger leaves. So what we got here, I'll just do a quick show through, do a little spin around as well. So we got good old heartleaf philodendron. We got I think this is an exotica Syndapsis, a Syndapsis exotica, sorry. But yeah, this is growing really well. These are all growing really well in this spot actually, because it gets a fair bit of light, but nothing direct now. So, and then this is a huge Monstera Adansonii leaf. And the Adansonii has been growing really well. Also, if we come to the base really quick and give it a little spin, there's something random in there. That's a new growth shoot. And this is on my, don't be fooled, it's on the Syndapsis. That's where that attaches to. So that's a new Syndapsis growth point coming out, which is really cool. But I do want to put a moss pole in here. I think this would help the leaves just a bit more. And then I may not make this one any taller. I may start propagating from them instead. I feel like that's probably a better option. Okay, so over here, this Tenanthe is gigantic. I've taken some cuttings off of that as well, just from where, so when you're dividing these, because you normally, I think you propagate these by division, that's the easiest way to do it. So when you're dividing these, there's little like kind of joining bits that connect to between the different stems that come up. So what I've done, bring you back over here, is I've cut two of the stems off and just plucked them in by one another. But if I bring you in, I have to look. Okay, there we go. So it's already actually had a new shoot coming out when I cut one of these off. I don't know which one it is that has that attached to it, but yeah. So this is going to become its own plant. I might just let it grow out like this. I think they're kind of cute, but also, as you can see from the other one, which is one of the first plants I got, they take over. They get really big. So that's really cool, but also, yeah, it's a lot. Moving on. So this is my racking installation that I've got for vining plants. So currently nothing in there yet, but I've got some plans for that. I just wanted to get that in there. This is my neon pothos. I'll try and get you some better lighting for that as well. Here we go. So it's really starting to actually vine and grow out over the pot now, which I really like. Soil's doing pretty well. I think the only thing that there is to do for this guy is just wait and let it grow.
So this is one of the ones that I want to take cuttings from and put in there, because I think it'll be a really cool splash of color. And I may even try and put it in this pot as well, but we're gonna wait and see. So anyways, back you go to your little rest. By the way, the hooks I've made, just literally just wire string that I've kind of, why'd I say string? Anyways, just wire that I've kind of wrapped around a few times and just made little hooks from it that I can hang on. So here is a very cool plant that I'm struggling with a little bit at the moment. So it's a Monstera siltepecana, which have these really cool leaves. I think they start to get fenestrations as they grow as well, which is kind of cool. But when I first got this thing, it was incredibly leggy, and even now it's still really leggy. So here's a couple of the props that have kind of are definitely taking a bit better than some of the other ones I cut. I have a few cuttings sitting in trying to water propagate as well, because I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket, but I hacked this thing back. But it's already starting to grow back. This, I think from here basically is new growth since I got it, and I got it when I got everything to do the terrarium. And that video only released last week, I think, but I did that, I think I've had that footage for 2 weeks now, so I've only had this for about 2 weeks. So, that's that. Put you back up there as well. I want to let this one grow a bit more. This is another one I'm planning on taking more propagations from. If the other ones I have in water don't take, I'll hopefully take some and put them in these two climbing poles. Next we have a fake, because you think it's a Brazil philodendron, but I'm 90% sure at this point, however, based on the colorations, that it's a cream splash philodendron instead. Not that it really makes a difference, it's just that some of the yellows are a little bit less neon colored. Still a really pretty plant. Same problem, I had stem damage when I first got it, so I had to cut that off. I'm trying to propagate that, but the leaf hadn't poked through yet, so it's not very likely that it's going to propagate. But new growth shoot, that's definitely pushing stuff out. New growth shoot, new growth shoot, new growth shoot. So doing really well. Yet another one I'm just going to try and let. And the idea with all of these as well is that I kind of want them all to just hang down and create like a little a curtain almost. And I think it'll look really cool. Coming over here to the final one on this list, this is my Enjoy, I think they're called Snow Queen as well. I don't know, they have a couple names, but I know it's an Enjoy. Or a Glacial Pothos, I think as well they get called. But this has been growing really well. It's got heaps of growth points. It's really starting to grow out now properly. But I'm just gonna let it keep going and see what happens. Here's my little terrarium. If you haven't seen the video for that, go check it out. Again, there's some problems with it that I would have fixed just with the hardscape when I first did it, but this maiden headphone's already sending out new growth. It gets heaps of light here, just because it's basically just behind a north-facing, so Southern Hemisphere north-facing, Northern Hemisphere south-facing. Either way, it gets a lot of sun, but it's all coming through a curtain, so a lot of it's not very direct. Gets really warm, and the humidity is just crazy in there. I love just opening up that lid and just, you take one little breath in, and it's just all, it just smells green. This is the pink syngonium. I had to put it in this position so it was getting more light, just because the coloration on the syngonium started to drop a bit, and that was what was concerning me the most. There's my other little Ficus lorata bambino. And that's basically everything. Oh wait, no, hang on. I've got Philodendron Birkin. So this philodendron came with a brother, which has had barely any coloration come out. But I'm trying to get that one to get some coloration in it as well, because I want to give that to someone. So that's those. Oh yeah, my Arabescens. So this guy finally put out its first big leaf, and it's looks great so far. The pink isn't really coming through. I'm not sure if it's not getting enough light, but I had to trim back 2 of the leaves that it pushed out because both of them got snapped at the stem as it was pushing them out, which was kind of really unlucky because it really set me back. But I think it's kind of sorted out whatever problem it was having that was causing those leaves to come out funky. But yeah, it's doing better. I'm keen to let it grow a bit more up this and just see if it starts to do anything different, but we'll see, I guess. So yeah, this one, it'll come along, and it's taken its time, but it's putting out. This is the biggest leaf it's had now. Previously, when I got it, like these 2 leaves were the big leaves, and they were the youngest leaves, which was a sign that I wasn't giving it enough light, but it's clearly getting enough light at the moment. So hopefully more variegation to come in this. I would really like to see it put out some big pink splotches, but we'll have to see. That's okay. It still looks pretty either way. And just to top it off quickly, move that out of the way. Here are my pearls. Most of these are just kind of like, I'm trying to save them a bit. But these ones are growing in kind of nicely now. There's a few new growths coming out through there and in here as well. So I'm keen to let this just kind of overgrow with pearls. And then if these 2 overgrow with pearls, I can do something else with them as well. Oh yeah, I should also say as well, I've got heaps of peace lilies splattered around the place. These are all off of one plant that I got for kind of cheap and divided up. So I got like 5 of them. There's a couple in my bathroom as well, but I won't show them. But this, yeah, so it's a Maracay. So it's a Spathiphylla Maracay. They're doing pretty well. This is a new leaf and it's massive. Maracay get naturally bigger leaves anyways. So yeah, that's this one's just sitting by my desk. And then I've got a couple more in here, which the idea is having all the peace lilies grow up and stuff as well. So that's kind of everything in the display area that I've got going on. Oh, and one last thing, I couldn't help but not share as well, but I did overlook it at first. It's this Dendrobium orchid. I'm not sure exactly what the species is because I got it from my grandparents, but it's really pretty, and I don't know heaps about the care other than that what I'm doing right now is fine. But I will keep a little eye on it so it gets a fair bit of sun, but it's relatively indirect. Humidity is okay for it, which I think they do like. This has been getting some really big leaves as well, so I know it's kind of liking where it is. But yeah, just thought I'd chuck that one in as well. So here's my kind of working shelf. That's just over here on this side of the computer. So here's some of the stuff. I'm not really planning on propagating this Monstera leaf I got out because it doesn't even have a node in it, but I have seen before that some people have apparently just stuck these leaves in water and they'll just take, because apparently they've got like some random stem cell just near the base. So, you know, I would like to believe that would happen to me one day. So, hopefully, I don't know, I'll just stick it in water and see what happens. Worst comes to worst, it's just another leaf I'm gonna put in the compost anyways. So here are some of the Siltepecana cuttings that I've taken. They feel like they've hardened up a bit as well. Like the leaves have gotten a bit more solid since I put them in water. which I only did yesterday, so they might have a better chance of survival getting some water cuttings. I wanted to try ground cutting, soil propagation, but clearly it wasn't doing the trick. Here is the. This is such a sad plant, and I'm so sad that it's such a sad plant because it's a Peperomia verschaffelti, a mini watermelon peperomia, and it hates life. I'm really trying not to water it. I feel like I've watered it very little. I'm concerned it may actually just have a virus, because I know there is a type of virus which causes the leaves to curl a lot, and that's something I've seen a lot of from this plant. So, I don't know, we'll have to see. I've got it in this area where, where it's getting a bit more sun and a little bit less humidity. I'm just seeing if that helps with anything, but it's looking pretty sad right now, I'm not gonna lie. So we'll keep this one in your thoughts. That's all I'm gonna say. Here I've got a cutting from one of these, the Snow Queen or Enjoy. I took this cutting because one thing that I've realized, which I'll actually show you because I have a way to do it, is if you're turning these to and from light to try and get even growth, note that the vines will reflect that and they will do whatever they want. So a lot of these are curling back in on themselves and it's kind of strange. So I may have to take some more cuttings from this. I don't really want to. I want to let it overgrow the pot properly. But yeah, so that's why I took the first cutting from that. But yeah, so it should be okay. I'm trying to let this one grow out, and then I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'll find a use. Here is so this by the way as well is the Philodendron Brazil or Cream Splash. It's probably not going to do anything, but you never know. So yeah. Here, so these are all the begoniac leaf cuttings that I've taken, and I basically just put them in a mix of tree fern fibers and a little bit of soil, just in case I do take. Here's some of the peperomia from my terrarium as well. So that hopefully some of those will take. I know that you can do those sort of cuttings for Begonia Rex, but that's my workstation as well. Okay, so that's everything from me. I've got more plans for stuff in the future. I've got more stuff coming that'll hopefully let me really just nail those plans in. And try and I've got some cool stuff I want to do. For me, what's really interesting me at the moment is doing setups with multiple plants and watching the ways that they interact with each other and looking at how they kind of look next to each other and stuff. I think that's really cool personally. But yeah, so more stuff to come. This is probably a pretty long video at this point, so if you stuck with it all the way, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys appreciated it too. I know a lot of you are probably from the Northern Hemisphere, so you're just getting into the growing season now, and if you are, I really hope this makes you guys feel a bit more passionate about the plants and gives you kind of something where you're like, oh wow, look at all that growth he's got in this season. I'm really looking forward to my summer as well, and hoping I can get more out of it, because I mean, that's kind of all any of us who are doing houseplants really want anyways, right? Is just, you know, we want to see our plants succeed. And I feel like mine for the most part really have this season. I've got a big winter. Hopefully it's a fairly mild winter, and I reckon with this setup that I have, it might not even really affect my plants too much, but we'll have to see. I don't know yet. This is going to be my first winter out here in this room, so see how it goes. But again, yeah, so more to come. I'll keep you guys updated. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and don't forget to give your plants some love, but not too much love. Alright, thank you so much. Take care.